Listen to me carefully. A man can have a job, a nice car, a place to live, people around him, food in his fridge, and still wake up every morning feeling like he has no idea where his life is going. And that is one of the most dangerous places a man can be. Because when a man has no purpose, he doesn't just sit still. He chases things. He starts chasing pleasure, women, validation. He chases money with no meaning. He chases distraction and comfort. He chases anything that will make him forget the fact that deep down, he feels lost. Quick story time. About 4 or 5 years ago, I was working as a police officer. I worked at one of the highest paying departments in the country. I worked hard to get to where I was and obtain the position I had. I was making really good money, way more than an average police officer does in this country. But since I had achieved what I wanted to achieve at the time, I stopped setting goals for myself. So I no longer had a vision, mission, or a clear purpose in life. So I stopped working out consistently. I started chasing women, drinking and partying. I started binge watching TV, indulging in porn and other vices. Basically, I did everything I legally could to numb myself and forget about the guilt and the pain that was consuming me from the inside. My friends or the countless women I spent time with did not understand me. I was smiling on the outside, but inside, I was empty and lost. Every day I woke up feeling guilty for wasting my own life because I knew I was meant for more. I knew something had to change, and it had to change fast before my pain and guilt consumed me. I was lost, but I didn't think I was. And that's the scary part. Most men do not even call it being lost. They call it being tired or bored or unmotivated. They call it being stressed out. They say, I just need a break, or I just need to make more money, or I just need to get a girlfriend and get into a relationship, I'll be fine. But a lot of the time, the real problem is that you do not have a clear mission. You're alive, but you're not aimed at anything. And when a man is not aimed at anything, life starts to feel heavy. Not because he's weak, but because he was meant to carry responsibility, discipline, leadership, sacrifice, and meaning. A man without purpose is not just missing a dream. He's missing a reason to get back up when life hits him. So in this video, I want to talk to a man who feels lost. The man who looks fine on the outside, but inside he feels like he's behind. The man who knows he has more in him, but does not know where to start. The man who's tired of wasting time and watching months and even years go by while nothing changes. This video will change your life, but before we proceed, hit like on this video and subscribe because this channel helps other people and you liking it helps me tremendously. Let's jump into it. First thing first, let's face the real problem. Let's keep it real, fellas. The problem is a lack of direction. Men go about their day, they work, they pay their bills, they scroll, they try to stay busy. But when they're alone, when the phone is off, when the noise gets quiet and the questions start coming up in their head, what am I actually doing with my life? And that question can hurt because most men do not like admitting they feel lost. They would rather act like everything is fine or joke about it or distract themselves. They would rather work more and numb themselves. But deep down, a man knows when he's not living right. He knows when he's wasting potential. He knows when his habits are weakening him. He knows when he's avoiding responsibility. And that creates internal conflict because on one side, you have the version of you that wants comfort. See, that version wants an easy path. It wants to sleep in. It wants to avoid hard conversations. It wants to keep scrolling. It wants to keep making excuses and blaming the past. That version wants to say, I'll start next week or next month. But on the other side, there's another version of you. The version that knows you were made for more. The version that's tired of being average. The version that wants discipline and wants to be respected. See, that version wants to build something so you can look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of the man I'm becoming. That is why you feel frustrated because of that conflict. It's not because you're broken. It is because the man you are today is not aligned with the man you know you're capable of becoming. That gap creates pain. And most men try to escape the pain. They drink it away, they smoke it away, they scroll it away, they work it away. But purpose cannot be replaced by distraction. You can distract yourself for a night or for a week or even for years, but eventually the truth catches up to you. And the truth is this: if you do not choose a direction for your life, life will choose one for you. And most of the time, it will not be the direction you enjoy or be proud of. Trust me, I know. Now let's talk about why so many men feel lost. This does not happen by accident. A lot of men were never taught how to build a life. They were taught how to survive. They were told, go to school, get a job, make money, stay out of trouble, maybe get married and buy a house and have kids. But very few men were taught how to answer deeper questions like, who am I? What do I stand for? What kind of man am I becoming? What do I want to build? Or what pain from my past is still controlling me? What responsibilities am I avoiding? Or what would make my life meaningful? So what happens? A man becomes an adult, but inside he's still lost like a child. He's trying to look confident, but he's not sure. He's trying to lead, but he has no direction. And then social media makes it even worse. You open your phone and everybody looks like they're ahead of you in life. Some guy's buying a house, some guy's getting married, some guy's building a business, getting in shape. Some guy's traveling and making money, and the other guy is showing off his perfect life. And then you start comparing your private struggle to someone else's highlighted reel. That comparison makes you feel behind. And when a man feels behind, he often does one of the two things. He either panics and tries to force success overnight, or he shuts down and does nothing. Both are dangerous. Because purpose is not built through panic or avoidance. It's built through ownership. Plain and simple. You have to stop waiting for life to magically feel clear. Clarity comes through action, and a lot of men are sitting around saying, I just need to find my purpose, then I'll get disciplined. No. Start getting disciplined and the purpose becomes more clear to you. Start keeping promises to yourself and the purpose becomes clearer. Start serving people. Start removing distractions. Start facing your pain. You do not think you're waiting to purpose. You build your way into purpose through hard work. Now I want to give you 5 steps how to get out of this darkness. Not some theory or fake motivational talk. Nah. Just 5 clear steps you can actually use to change your life. Step 1 is tell the truth about where you are. It's simple, but it's not easy. You have to tell the truth. Not the polished version or the version you tell other people. The real truth, fellas. You need to sit down and ask yourself, where am I right now? Not where do I pretend to be or where I wish I were. No. Where am I actually? Am I disciplined? Am I angry? Am I distracted? Am I avoiding responsibility? Am I treating my body like crap? Am I building anything meaningful in life? Am I surrounding myself with good people? Or am I still carrying the wounds from the past that I refuse to face? This is about being honest because you cannot fix a life you keep trying to avoid. A lot of men want transformation, but they don't want the truth. They want new life, but they don't want to admit that the old life is costing them their next life. But you cannot heal what you keep hiding. You can't change what you keep excusing. So the first step is the truth. Get a piece of paper and write down, my life right now looks like, and be specific. Not the, I need to be better, but specific, like I need a morning routine. I keep saying that I want to get in shape, but I don't train. I'm still angry about what happened with my father, so I need to heal it. I keep choosing women I know are not good for me. I have no real good male friends. I keep saying I want to believe in God and pray, but I don't. See, that level of honesty hurts, but it also wakes you up. And sometimes pain is not there to destroy you. It's there to show you where you are in your alignment. So step 1 is this, tell the truth. Because the man who can tell himself the truth is already becoming dangerous in the best way possible. Step 2 is define the man you're becoming. Once you tell the truth about where you are, the next step is to define where you're going. A lot of men say, I want to be better. That sounds cool, but that's too general. Like, better how? Better physically, better spiritually, better financially, better as a husband or a father, better as a man of discipline. Like, better how? You need a clear picture. Because if you do not define the man you're becoming, you will keep becoming whatever your habits create you by default. And let me say this again. You're always becoming something. Every day your habits shape you, shape the future version of you. When you skip the gym, when you numb your emotions instead of facing them, when you lie or when you don't follow through, all of that creates the next worst version of you. But when you tell the truth, when you choose discipline over comfort, when you tell the truth about who you're becoming, that will make you a better version. So I want you to define the man you're becoming. Write the sentence out. The man I am becoming is, then fill it in. For example, the man I'm becoming is disciplined, honest, emotionally mature, physically strong, spiritually grounded, responsible, useful to other people. That is a clear direction. Now you have something to measure yourself against. Not in a shame-based way, but in a clear leadership way. Because men need standards. A man with no standards would negotiate with weakness every day. You need a standard to know what kind of man you are building. Not based on Instagram or based on what your friends are doing. Not based on what culture says about masculinity. But based on truth, based on responsibility, integrity, and purpose. Based on the life God has called you to build. So step 2 is this: define the man you're becoming before life defines it for you. Because once you know who you're becoming, decisions get clearer in life. Step 3, remove distractions that are stealing your direction. Some men do not lack purpose. They're just too distracted to hear it. Your life is too loud, too much scrolling, too much entertainment, too much drinking, partying, porn, comparison, too much chasing attention and trying to escape. See, a man cannot hear direction when he's constantly feeding his mind some noise. That is why you can spend 5 hours on your phone and still feel empty. That's why you can watch motivational videos all night and still not change. At some point, you have to stop collecting information and start changing your environment. If your phone is the first thing you touch in the morning, don't be surprised when your mind feels scattered. If you're watching other people's lives all day, do not be surprised when your own life feels neglected. When you keep looking, what you keep looking at slowly becomes you. So if you feel lost, one of the first things you need to ask yourself is, what is stealing my attention? Is it social media? Is it women? Is it partying? Is it porn? Or comfort? Or is it comparison? Is it constantly needing to be entertained? See, you cannot build a meaningful life while constantly escaping your current life. So I want you to create what I call a distraction audit. For the next 7 days, pay attention to where your time goes. Not where you think it goes, but where it actually goes. Look at your screen time. Look at what you do when you feel stressed. Look at what you run to when you feel lonely. Ask yourself, is this helping me become the man I said I want to become? And if the answer is no, then you need to reduce it. Maybe not forever, but for right now, you need discipline. You need silence. You need mental clarity in your life. A distracted man is easier to control, but a focused man becomes dangerous. And not dangerous because he hurts people, no. Dangerous because he's no longer controlled by cheap pleasure. Dangerous because he has direction. He can say no. He can sacrifice. He can delay gratification. So step 3 is this: remove the distractions that are stealing your direction. You do not need to disappear from the world, but you do need to stop letting the world own your attention. Step 4 is build discipline before you wait for motivation. This is where a lot of men get stuck. They wait to get motivated, to feel motivated or inspired. They wait for a perfect time. That doesn't exist, okay? Purpose is not built by waiting. Purpose is built through disciplined action. You may not know your whole life mission yet, and that's okay. You can start with what is right now in front of you. Can you wake up on time? Can you train your body? Can you keep your word? Can you stop lying to yourself? Can you manage your money? Can you read 30 minutes a day or serve someone? Can you just show up when you said you would for your family and your loved ones? Okay, this is where purpose begins. Not on some dramatic moment where the clouds magically open and your destiny is revealed. No. Purpose often begins in ordinary obedience. Doing the simple things you know you should do, again and again. Even when nobody claps, even nobody sees it, even when you don't feel like it. Because discipline builds self-respect, and self-respect gives you confidence. And confidence helps you take bigger action. And with bigger action, you get clarity. That is the order. Discipline first, clarity follows. Many men have it backwards. They say, oh, once I know my purpose, I will get disciplined. No, brother, that's ass backwards, excuse me. Get discipline first, and you will start to see your purpose more clearly. Because right now, your lack of discipline may be blocking your vision. When your body feels weak, your mind feels weak. When your schedule is chaotic, your life becomes chaotic. When you keep breaking promises to yourself, you stop trusting yourself. You don't respect yourself. If we don't trust you, when you don't trust yourself, it's hard to believe you have a purpose. So start small. Don't try to change your whole life overnight. That's what men do when they get emotional. Then they make a huge plan. They say, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to work out 2 hours a day. I'm going to stop every bad habit immediately, and etc., etc. No. You need to start small, okay? Not say when Monday comes, I'll start, and then when Monday comes, you don't start. No, don't do that. Start with a simple daily standard, like for the next 30 days, wake up at the same time, move your body, make your bed, pray or sit in silence for 10 minutes, write down your priorities. Do one hard thing that you don't feel like doing a day. Put away your phone before you go to bed. That sounds basic, but it makes big difference. Most men do not need complicated plans, they need consistency. Your life does not change because you had one emotional breakthrough. Your life changes because your daily standards change. So step 4 is this. Build discipline before you wait for motivation. Because motivation is a guest that visits, but discipline lives with you. Step 5 is attach your purpose to service, responsibility, and faith. This is the final step, because the purpose is not just about you. A lot of men think purpose means finding something that makes them feel happy all the time. That's not purpose. That's emotional happiness. Purpose is deeper than excitement. Purpose is connected to responsibility. It's connected to becoming useful. It's sacrifice. It's connected to asking yourself, who needs me to become stronger? See, that question can change your life, not just what do I want? Ask who needs me to be my best. Maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your children, maybe it's your family, maybe it's your younger brother or your friends. Maybe it's other men who are going through what you survived. Maybe it is the people that God has assigned for you to impact. Maybe it's other men who are currently in the path that you went through. So the purpose is attached to service, okay? Because now your life is not just about mood or comfort. It's not just about whether you feel like showing up. There are people connected to your obedience. There are people who will benefit from the man you become. And there are people who will suffer if you keep avoiding your growth. That may sound heavy, but it's true. A man's life has weight. Your choices affect people. Your healing affects people. Your discipline and leadership affects people. Your faith affects people. And your lack of direction also affects people. That is why purpose matters, not because it makes you feel special, but because it makes you responsible. And for the men of faith, this goes even deeper. You're not here by accident. Your life is not random. Your gifts are not random. Your pain is not random. Your experiences are not random. Even the things you went through in your life can be used if you stop running from them and you let God build something through them. Sometimes the things you survive become part of your assignment. Sometimes your purpose is hidden inside the pain you keep trying to avoid. But you will not see that if you keep numbing yourself. You have to bring it to God. You have to ask Him, what are you trying to build in me? Not just, God, give me what I want, but God, make me the kind of man who can carry what you have called me to carry. That's a different prayer. That's a mature prayer. Because some men want purpose, but they don't want preparation. They want influence, but they don't want to stay disciplined. They want leadership, but they don't want to stay humble. They want respect, but they don't want the responsibility they need to earn. They want the calling, but they don't have the character. See, brother, the character has to come first before your purpose grows faster than your character. Because if it does, then your purpose will crush you. So don't rush the process. Build the foundation, heal, pray, serve, train, become useful. That's how man finds direction, okay? That is how he becomes and forms his character. So step 5 is this: attach your purpose to service, responsibility, and faith. Because purpose is not just what you want from life. Purpose is what life is asking you to carry. Now, I don't want you to watch this video, feel inspired for 20 minutes, and then go right back to the same habits. That's what happens to many men. They consume the truth, but they don't apply it. Don't just listen to this. Do something with this. So today I want you to take out your phone, your notebook, a piece of paper, and write down 5 things. Number 1, where am I right now? Be honest. Number 2, what kind of man am I becoming if I keep living this way? Good question. Number 3, what kind of man do I actually want to become? And be specific. 4 is, what distractions are stealing my direction? You got to name them. And 5 is, what is one disciplined action I can take every day for the next 30 days? Not 10 things, but 1 or 1 to 5. Start there. For example, wake up at 6 a.m. every single day. Delete the Instagram app. Pray or sit in silence every morning. Have a hard conversation or get therapy. Or join a group of men who will hold you accountable, like my coaching program, for example. Maybe it's finally admitting to yourself that you need help. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you honest. And honest men can change. Prideful men stay stuck. I want you to understand this. Feeling lost is not the enemy. Staying lost because you refuse to move is the enemy. There's no shame in saying, I do not know exactly where I'm going. There's shame in knowing you're off course but still refusing to take responsibility. A man does not need to have his whole life figured out to start walking in the right direction. He just needs to stop walking in the wrong direction. And I want to say this directly to you guys. Your life is not something to waste. You don't have a limited life. At some point you have to decide that enough is enough. Enough drifting, enough excuses, enough numbing yourself, enough blaming your past, enough watching other men build life while you sit there and just envy them. Get up, tell the truth, take responsibility, ask God for strength, build discipline, heal what needs to be healed, and start moving like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. The man you become will determine the life you build. And the life you build will affect everyone connected to you. So do not wait until you feel ready. Start today. Not because it's easy, but because you are a man. And a man with purpose does not need perfect life to move forward. He just needs clear direction, disciplined spirit, and courage to take the next step. So take that step today, like your future depends on it, because it does. And last but not least, hit like on this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this with a brother who needs purpose in life. Much love, fellas.